Welcome to the longest running quiz show in the area. Categories. High school students compete to answer questions on topics from art to science, history to current events. And now, here's your categories host, John Bartell.
Hi, welcome to Categories. Today we're bringing you an intra-district matchup between the Blue Valley Tigers and the Blue Valley North Mustangs. Let's go ahead and meet our competitors. First from Blue Valley.
Hi, I'm Arjun. I'm a junior.
I'm Lugo, and I'm a junior.
I'm Aditya, and I'm a senior.
I'm Luke, and I'm a senior.
I'm Macy, and I'm a senior.
Fantastic. And our competitors from North.
Hi, I'm Emmeline. I'm a senior.
I'm James, and I'm a junior.
I'm Michael, and I'm a junior.
I'm Ganesh, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Colton, and I'm a junior.
All right, here on Categories, we will begin the first round with asking each team a question. If the team responds correctly, they earn a point. If they respond incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to steal. We traditionally do it with a coin toss before we start taping, but since I forgot to do that, we're going to go to Luke, and Luke, you're going to call it in the air. It is tails, so you will get the first question. It is U.S. presidents. Please give me the state of birth of President Herbert Hoover. Aditya.
Indiana.
It is not Indiana. North, chance to steal this U.S. president's category. Tell me the state of birth of President Herbert Hoover. Emmeline.
New York.
It is not New York. It is Iowa. Iowa. North, you do get the next question. However, it is U.S. monuments. In one hand, the Statue of Liberty is a torch held aloft. In the other hand is a tablet with what inscription? Tigers, chance to steal this U.S. monuments question. In one hand of the Statue of Liberty is a torch held aloft. In the other hand is a tablet with what inscription? Aditya.
July 4th, 1776.
Correct. Tigers, you do get the next question. It is a mathematics question. If angle A and angle B are vertical angles, and angle A measures 30 degrees, what is the measure of angle B? Luco?
30 degrees.
30 degrees, very good. Mustangs, back to you for criminology. A common trio in explaining crimes consists of means, opportunity, and what else? James.
Motive.
Motive is the third. Very good. Tigers, back to you. Literature is the category. Who and in what story said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall"? Luke?
The evil queen, Snow White.
That is correct. We will take that. Mustangs, back to you for music is the category. For what drink did Johann Sebastian Bach name a cantata in 1732? Back to you, Blue Valley, for a chance to steal this music category. For what drink did Johann Sebastian Bach name a cantata in 1732? Arjun?
Wine.
It is not wine, it's coffee. Coffee. Tigers, you do get the next category. It is current events. On this past Saturday, dozens of women across what country? Aditya.
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia defied a ban on female driving. Mustangs, it's Greek to me is your category. The Greek word eureka is usually translated as what four-word exclamation of discovery? Ganesh?
I have found it.
I have found it. Very good. Tigers, back to you. Geography is the category. Name the largest nation in area that borders only one other nation. Luco?
Canada.
Canada. Very good. Mustangs, world history is your category. Centuries before Columbus discovered America, a flourishing culture had produced such inventions as block printing and gunpowder. Identify this civilization. Ganesh?
The Chinese.
It is the Chinese. Back to you, Tigers, for a sports question. In the Olympics, this event means you can use any stroke but it's usually the crawl. Which event am I describing? Arjun.
Freestyle.
Freestyle, very good. Back to you, North. Science is the category. What is the literal meaning of the botanical term gymnosperm? Emmeline.
Seed of a plant.
Cannot accept that. Tigers, looking a chance to steal this science category. What is the literal meaning of the botanical term gymnosperm? Luke.
Sprouting plant.
I cannot accept that. The literal meaning is naked seed. Naked seed. Blue Valley, you do get the next question. It is religion/mythology. The Fisher King is the guardian of which relic? Luke.
Holy Grail.
The Holy Grail. Very good. Back to you, Mustangs, with a current events question. Rock icon Lou Reed co-founded and lead singer for which influential band died at age 71? We're looking for the band. James?
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Blue Valley, chance to steal this current events question.
The Velvet Underground.
Macy, it is the Velvet Underground. Very good. Blue Valley, you do get the next question. It is world history. What war of the 1930s was regarded as a crucial struggle between communism and fascism in Europe? Aditya.
The Spanish Civil War.
The Spanish Civil War. Very good. Mustangs, back to you with an art question. The 27-panel fresco Detroit Industry in the Detroit Institute of Arts is by which noted muralist? Colton?
Diego Rivera.
Very good. Tigers, back to you with musicals. After 428 performances in Camelot, Richard Harris forgot his lines halfway through a song. He turned to the audience and said, "Would you believe it? I've forgotten the lyrics." It brought on a long ovation. What role did Richard Harris play in this musical? Arjun?
Merlin.
He did not play Merlin. Mustangs, chance to steal this musical's question. After 428 performances in Camelot, Richard Harris forgot his lines halfway through a song. He turned to the audience and said, "Would you believe it? I've forgotten the lyrics." And it brought a long ovation. What role did Richard Harris play? James?
King Arthur.
He was King Arthur. Back to you, North, with a literature question. What is the title of the sequel of Herman Wouk's novel, Winds of War? Time on that. Tigers, chance to steal this literature question. What is the title of the sequel to Herman Wouk's novel, Winds of War? Aditya?
All's Quiet on the Western Front.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. War and Remembrance. War and Remembrance. Tigers, you do get the next question. It has to do with insurance, a type of auto insurance in which claims are paid to the policyholder by his own company with a restriction on the right of people to sue is called what? Arjun?
Liability.
I cannot accept liability. Mustangs, insurance is the question, or the category. You have a chance to steal. A type of auto insurance in which claims are paid to the policyholder by his own company with a restriction on the right of people to sue is called what? Ganesh?
Company car insurance.
It's not company, it's no fault insurance. Mustangs, you do get the next question. It is language, specifically looking for a grammatical error. A sign from the Southwestern Wax Museum reads this, and I quote, "The most unique wax museum in the world." Correct the grammatical error in this phrase. Michael?
A unique museum in the world.
Yeah. Instead of eliminating the word most. Very good. I got what you're saying there. You can't be most unique. Once you're unique, you're at it. All right, very good. Tigers, back to you with geography. Name the state whose entire eastern border is the Missouri River. Aditya?
Nebraska.
It is Nebraska. Mathematics for you Mustangs. An alloy contains 60% silver by weight. Compute the weight of silver in a 280-gram sample of the alloy. Michael?
168 grams.
Perfect. Nice job. World history, back to you, Tigers. When this man died of fever in Babylon in 323 BC, he was 32 years old, and he was the master of Greece, the Pharaoh of Egypt, and the king of the Persian Empire. Luke?
Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great. Blue Valley North, U.S. history is the next category. What do the following men have in common? Leonard Calvert, John Endicott, James Oglethorpe, and Roger Williams. James?
They started colonies.
They started colonies. Very good. Back to you, Blue Valley. Agriculture is the category. What non-profit program administered and partly funded by the U.S. Department of Agriculture was founded in 1902 to provide better agricultural education for young people? Aditya?
The Agricultural Education Association.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. North, chance to steal this agriculture category. What non-profit program administered and partly funded by the U.S. Department of Agriculture was founded in 1902 to provide better agriculture education for young people? .4-H. Blue Valley North, you do get the next category. It is landmarks. The most famous bell tower in the world sits adjacent to a cathedral in what Italian city? Michael?
Milan.
That is not Milan. Tigers, chance to steal this landmarks question. The most famous bell tower in the world sits adjacent to a cathedral in what Italian city? Luco?
Pisa.
Pisa. Back to you, Tigers, for the sports question. Who is the only NFL player to beat every other NFL team? Arjun?
Dan Marino.
It is not Dan Marino. Mustangs, chance to steal this sports question. Who is the only NFL player ever to beat every other NFL team? Ganesh?
Peyton Manning.
It is not Peyton Manning. It is Brett Favre. Brett Favre. Mustangs, you do get the next question. It is science. What is the property of a medium that determines the speed of light in that medium? Emmeline?
Density.
Density. Very good. Tigers, art history is the category. Which architectural style is famous for its rounded arches, large domes, lavish interior painting, and mosaics? Arjun?
Mughal.
Cannot accept Mughal. Blue Valley North, chance to steal this art history question. Which architectural style is famous? Colton?
Romanesque.
It is not Romanesque. We're looking for Byzantine. Byzantine. That siren does denote the end of our first half, however. It's a well-played first half with the score of Blue Valley 12, Blue Valley North 9. Before we head into our second round, we will go to a member of each team as they will give us a campus update of what's happening in and around their high school. And it looks like Luke is giving our campus update for the Tigers. So Luke, what's happening with Blue Valley?
Well, our debate team is off to a very, very strong season. We recently won our girls tennis team recently won the 6A doubles championship. Both our volleyball team and our track team are going to girls and boys are going to state. We recently had our fall talent show, and we're looking forward to our fall play, which is Elephant's Graveyard.
All right. And at the talent show, did the categories team perform at all?
No.
Okay. All right, and it looks like, James, you're giving the update for Blue Valley North, so what's happening with the Mustangs?
Well, we had some cross-country state qualifiers, and the girls' tennis team took second overall in the state. The girls' golf team sent 2 girls to state, and they got second and 4th or 5th. We didn't figure that one out. Trick or Treat So Kids Can Eat was the theater food drive, which just happened. The fall play, A Flea in Her Ear, was last week, and that went swimmingly, I would say. The debate team has done well. They won sweeps at their most recent tournament at Olathe North. And both marching shows earned superior ratings in their final show of the year at K-State.
Fantastic. All right, lots of great things happening at both campuses. As we head into the lightning round, we are going to have a look and listen question. It will be worth 2 points. The question, you may start answering the question as soon as I am done reading the cue or the clue from up here. Please also be aware that once we start the look and listen question or the video for it or the audio for it, we are not able to re-cue that. So once someone rings in, we have to go from there. Also want to remind both teams that the look and listen is worth 2 points. All right, here we go. Here's the look and listen question. Name the composer and librettist of the following opera.
And we'll go to sea, and you all may be rulers of the Queen's Navy.
Oh, we got time on that one. It's Gilbert and Sullivan. Gilbert and Sullivan is the correct answer. All right, both teams, hands on the buzzers. We're going to continue with the lightning round where the questions are placed on the floor for either team to answer. They are worth 1 point. If a team does respond incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to steal. First category for lightning round is literature. His books included Moses and Monotheism, The Future of an Illusion, Beyond the Pleasure Principle, Group Psychology, Totem and Taboo. His most popular book is The Psychopathy of Everyday Life, and his masterpiece was The Interpretation of Dreams. Who is he? Luke.
Sigmund Freud.
Sigmund Freud, very good. State of government is the next category for both teams. What is the general name for the kind of state in which government assumes responsibility for education, healthcare, employment, and social security? Luke?
Welfare state.
Welfare state, very good. Next group, the next category is geography. On which 2 seas are the port of Stettin and Trieste located? Winston Churchill's Iron Curtain ran between these 2 places. Aditya?
Black and Mediterranean.
I cannot accept that. Mustangs, chance to steal this geography question. On which 2 seas are the ports of Stettin and Trieste located? They are the sites of Winston Churchill's Iron Curtain speech. Michael?
Baltic and Adriatic.
Those are the 2. Agriculture is the next category. BGH is injected into cows to increase milk production. What do the letters BGH stand for? Colton?
Bone growth hormone.
Pardon me?
Bone growth hormone.
I cannot accept that. Tiger's chance to steal this agriculture category. BGH is injected into cows to increase milk production. What do the letters BGH stand for? Luke?
Bovine growth hormone.
Bovine growth hormone. Very good. Science is the next category. In 1892, Russian bacteriologist Dmitry Ivanovsky discovered a pathogen so tiny that it could easily pass through a filter designed to prevent the passage of even the smallest bacteria. What had he discovered? Aditya.
Tuberculosis.
I cannot accept tuberculosis. Blue Valley North, chance to steal this science question. In 1892, Russian bacteriologist Dmitry Ivanovsky discovered the pathogen so tiny that it could easily pass through a filter designed to prevent the passage of even the smallest bacteria. What had he discovered? Ganesh?
A virus?
Viruses. Both teams, U.S. history. The Panic of 1837 was a depression that happened after President Jackson issued the law requiring people of the U.S. to pay for government land. James.
Species circular.
Species circular is exactly what I'm looking for. Nice job. European countries for both teams. Though her family fled to the Netherlands in 1933, Anne Frank was born in actually which country? James.
Denmark.
Cannot accept Denmark. Tigers, you have a chance to steal this European countries category. Her Though her family fled to the Netherlands in 1933, Anne Frank was born in which country in 1929? Aditya.
Germany.
She was born in Germany. Famous names for both teams. Will Rogers, the famous cowboy humorist philosopher, was a native of what state? Aditya.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Religious terminology for both teams. Observant Jews avoid work and other activities during religious holidays and the Sabbath. Since these holidays fall within high hurricane season, Jewish hurricane hunters must rely on Team Goyim to watch for hurricanes. What does Goyim mean? Emmeline.
It's a non-Jewish person.
Non-Jewish person, very good. English history for both teams. Name the last British king whose titles included Emperor of India. Aditya.
George V.
I'm sorry, cannot accept George V. North, you have a chance to steal this English history question. Name the last British king whose titles included Emperor of India. Ganesh.
George VI.
It is George VI. Life expectancy is the next category for both teams. In what decade of life is an American least likely to die? Luca.
The third decade of life.
Yeah, it would be the third decade. Yes. It's their 20s. This is the third decade, yeah. All right, next question for both teams. Art history. You made me think about that. I'm sorry. Next question for both teams. Art history. What term impressionism, the term impressionism was originally a scornful word. It was first used in 1874 by a journalist ridiculing the seascape called Impression Sunrise. Who painted it? Colton.
Claude Monet.
Monet, very good. Science for both teams. Its triumphs include zinc oxide particles for better sunscreens, magneto-resistant heads for disk drives, and graphic cylinders that may replace silicon in computer circuitry. Name this science of minuscule. Luke.
Nanotechnology.
Nanotechnology, very good. Geography for both teams. Name the river forming much of Germany's border with Poland. Colton?
Danube.
It is not the Danube. Blue Valley, you have a chance to steal this geography question. Name the river forming much of Germany's border with Poland. Aditya?
The Rhine.
It is not the Rhine. It's the Oder. World history, specifically famous women. With what war do you associate this woman? Florence Nightingale. Luke?
Crimean War.
Crimean War, very good. Math is the next category. I'm going to give you a number of terms in a series. Find the next term in this series. 6, 12, 24, 48. Michael?
96.
96. Elections for both teams. In the Electoral College, which of the following states would be the most valuable to a presidential candidate? Is it Arizona, Nebraska, Rhode Island, Vermont, or South Dakota? James.
Arizona.
It is Arizona. Literature for both teams. Many novels have been written about prominent people disguised as fictional characters which become recognizable to the reader as who has the key. Can you identify the real person who appeared disguised in All the King's Men by Robert Penn Warren? Luke.
Huey Long.
It is Huey Long. Very good. Another literature question, but this now it's literature and movies. The subject of this book is the Bolshevik Revolution. The writer is buried in the Kremlin. His friend Lenin wrote an introduction for later editions of the book. The film Reds, directed by Warren Beatty, was inspired by this book. Who was the American journalist who wrote the book, and what was the title? It was John Reed, and the book title was 10 Days That Shook the World. Biology for both teams. It's the largest of all primates, and together with the chimpanzee is the closest living relative of man. Name it. James.
Gorilla.
It is the gorilla. Another sports question for both teams. What gear did the Aspen Skiing Company make mandatory for ski school students after 14 died on Colorado slopes during the 2001-2002 season? Arjun.
Helmet.
Helmet. Very good. Next category is called numbers. What number is shared by a dishonorable discharge from the army and the arms on the Hindu god Vishnu? Arjun?
6.
I'm sorry, 6 is incorrect. Mustangs, chance to steal this numbers category. What number is shared by a dishonorable discharge? Ganesh?
8.
8. Nice. U.S. presidents is the next category. John F. Kennedy wrote Profiles in Courage. Which president wrote 6 Crises? James?
Wilson.
It is not Wilson. Tigers, chance to steal this U.S. president's category. John F. Kennedy wrote Profiles in Courage. Which president wrote 6 Crises? Aditya?
Eisenhower.
It was not Eisenhower. It was Richard Nixon. Currently, the score is Blue Valley 22, Blue Valley North 19. Literature is the next category. His first appearance on the bestseller list with a story dealing with the American officer and his attempts to administer the affairs of an Italian region which had been ruled by the Nazis. The author is John Hersey. What's the title? A Bell for Adano. A Bell for Adano. Current events is the next category for both teams. Scott Carpenter died just recently at the age of 88, leaving John Glenn as the last living member of what group of original astronauts? DTM.
Mercury.
The Mercury astronauts. Very good. And with that correct answer, you have bumped your score to 23, and the final score is Blue Valley 23, Blue Valley North 19. A well-played game, and please join us again next time as we'll have another well-played game right here on Categories as we bring you the best and brightest minds of high school students all throughout Johnson County.